Okay, good morning. So we are ready to try another 7CR17 MOV steel. Hopefully this one will fare better than the flat iron. So here is our blank spot and of material that I need to process. Now I got a bunch of it. Well, that wasn't good. Got some kids screaming around the house. Grab one of my scrap papers here. Not scrap paper, well, yeah, scrap paper. I'm just mumbling. Okay. Cut test, cut test, cut test. Here's the knife, the little friend. Magnum by Boker. Okay. I don't got a lot of blade to work with. But we're going to say that it cuts paper. This is the factory edge. So we'll see what we can process. Now, in all reality, this will be a knife, because I'm going to use it as my neck knife. It's going to replace the Uzi neck knife, which has done an excellent job for me. Only because I want to try this one out for a while. And it's smaller, it's fatter, but it's a smaller knife, and I want to see. Yeah. I mean, this one's been really good, but this one's a little smaller, and I just want to see how it handles. What I was saying was, in reality, I only be using this when I'm at home, basically, or walking around the house without jeans on. Because if I have my jeans on, then I got my main primary knife. If I'm at my desk, then I've got knives. So this is more of anywhere else I might need a knife. So I'm not going to use it as much as I'm going to be using it today. But that's not the point. The point is the steel. I want to see, because I already know that, a lot of it also depends on your heat treats. And I'm going to say the geometry of the blade and stuff like that. So this is a man, it's so small. I'm going to say it's a hollow grind. Yeah, I can feel it curve. Not hollow. Yeah, hollow. I can feel it curve. Okay, it's just so small that there's not much to work with. But that shouldn't be, too much of a factor for the steel itself. Okay. Okay. Well, I can tell you that this is not too fun to use on a consistent basis, only because it's so small. For what I'm going to use it for, opening packages, condiment packs, and things like that, it'll do a great job. But any serious testing or cutting like I'm trying to do with it today, it's just not fun. It's just so small. The blade, there's not a lot of blade, but it's not intended to be a survival knife. So let's see here. Okay, that's a good sign. Well, wait, maybe I spoke too soon. So it's cutting paper, but considering that's how much material I've only cut. So, only because it takes so long. I guess I'm not really doing long, drawn-out cuts. So, I'm trying to just basically just cut. I'm not thinking too much about the size. I'm trying to get some smaller pieces. But, so we'll keep going. Okay. Halftime. So here's what we got as far as materials. A little bit more. Not too much hard cardboard on this one, but I did have some cardboard. Maybe one piece of thick cardboard. And let us check out the ability to cut thin paper. And it looks like it's going to do it. So, you know, a lot of this is just the angle that you're cutting. Blah, blah, blah. So it cuts paper. Now we're going to move on to the next 4 hours. Things like weed eater line, twine, rope, tape, and such. I have not touched up this blade yet, and it's the same 7CR 17 MOV as yesterday's knife, the flat iron, that required a lot of touch-ups that never got back to the sharpness I needed. So if I do have to touch this up, it'll be interesting to see how it cuts. I really think yesterday's issue was just the blade itself. I know it's probably more of a chopper blade, but hey, you know, I don't do too much chopping, so. And this one, even though I said it's too small, it's not fun to use. It's really not. It's small. I mean, it's fun to use. It'll do its job. It'll open packages, and it's handy to have. But yeah, with the bigger blades, it just feels better to cut through material. So anyway, on to the next part. Okay, so we added a bit more material. Let me handle this account real quick. Okay, so I wrote down some of the things that I used after that first 4 hours. So weed eater line, some rubber bands, jute twine, acrylic yarn, fishing line, and bicycle inner tubes. Not a whole bunch, but maybe 10 cuts of each, in addition to additional paper and cardboard. So here we go. Make sure there's no glue. And yesterday on that flat iron, I made sure there was no glue, and there was no glue. So still cutting. Okay, I'm gonna take it. We're gonna keep going. I have not had to touch it up. I did add a little bit of paracord, so it helps a little bit. Spaghetti ramen. Okay, we're gonna call it a day. So, I've had more material, but that's a fair amount of packaging and things that I opened with the knife. I didn't do too much. I mean, I did rubber bands and I did some plastics, but mostly paper and cardboard and paperboard. Mostly paperboard. So, 7CR 17 MOV. I can tell that well, it still cuts paper. So I did not have to touch this up at all today. Even if it couldn't cut the paper, it would still be able to process cardboard. So 7CR 17 MOV steel, quite capable for the average person's daily knife needs, in my opinion. So this knife will be on the lanyard for my neck carry knife for a while, and I just, because it's smaller, I do have a new flashlight that I'll eventually get to. That's a little bit smaller than this one. I don't think they sell a smaller sharpener. I like to have the sharpener. So that's it. Now I gotta clean up this mess.